Zane Kuwaker, who has won both races so far today, goes off pole position. Alongside him, Freddie Lyons in the 83. Then we've got Benjamin Gordon and Jack Burgess on the second row. Callum Foster starts fifth with Ben Adrian in sixth place. Then it's Oliver Fabricius and Leon Barlow with Addison Smith and Jensen Pritchard completing the top 10. Taz Groom starts 11th. Lewis Goff in P number 12 with Ben Horner, Jared Fox-Whiteley and Sam Flynn completing your 15 runners in junior Rotax. Kuwaker slowing the field down as he comes through. That is his prerogative as the pole sitter. Alongside him, Freddie Lyons, who moved up into Minimax at Landau for the first time, having raced the early part of the season in Honda Cadet. Through into the tram lines they come then. It looks like we are good to go racing. Kuwaker, this contact, and Lyons is forced off at the first corner. He's into the tyres. He's not at all happy as he's forced off. You can see the tracks on the grass as he tried to get that kart stopped, but forced wide into the first corner. And then we've got another driver off. That's Taz Groom off into the tyres. He goes almost front back into the tyres and then puts the power down and moves away. So not the tidiest of opening laps in Mini Rotax. Those at the front won't mind too much though, as Kuwaker leads them round over the line for the first time. As they come through, we'll call the standings as they are. Kuwaker leads from Benjamin Gordon with Ben Adrian, Jack Burgess, Callum Foster. It looks like Fabricius is going fairly slowly in the middle of the pack there. He was in sixth place. He is, in fact, when he comes over the line, but just looked like he was offline a little bit. Then Leon Barlow goes down the inside. That drops him down into seventh. Eighth place then looks to be Lewis Goff with Addison Smith in there as well. Then we've got Pritchard, Fox-Whiteley, Horner, Flynn, and then the two drivers who had the opening lap incidents. Taz Groom in 14th place. Now he's rejoined after that incident which saw him go into the tyres. Freddie Lyons hasn't come round after the opening lap straight on into the tyres. Leon Barlow in the background there, joining onto the back as we see Jack Burgess going down the inside of the 20 of Benjamin Gordon. That's going to open the door for Ben Adrian, Callum Foster and the aforementioned Leon Barlow to come through down the inside as well. And Lewis Goff will try and take advantage of that as they come through. There's contact there between Gordon and Barlow as they run up the back, and that's allowed Goff to sweep round the outside and take advantage of the cart slowing each other down. Fabricius makes up a place as well. Moves him, I think, up into seventh. Out at the front, though, Zane Kuwaker has bolted as if somebody's left the stable door open. And he's disappearing off as Addison Smith gets a little bit crossed up as he finds Jared Fox-Whiteley's 22 cart where he wanted to turn in. Now we've got Goff down the inside of Callum Foster, Horner down the inside of Fox-Whiteley. And then we've got Barlow off and onto the grass on the outside of turn 3. He rejoins in 12th place in front of Sam Flynn. There he is, rejoining, albeit a little bit further back. Having a quick look at something developing in Honda Cadet. We'll come to that when this one's calmed down a little bit in Minimax, because it is quite important to note, and we'll be there in a minute, as Benjamin Gordon chops across the front of Jared Fox-Whiteley, and then as soon as he goes out onto the wider line, Fox-Whiteley comes through down the inside, and both of them are taken by Addison Smith in the number 15, who sweeps all the way through and into position. Kuwaker then continues to lead the way from Jack Burgess and Ben Adrian, the top 3. Lewis Goff is in 4th place with Foster, Fabricius. Horner then up into 7th, Smith into 8th with Fox-Whiteley, although Horner dives down the inside of Fabricius. That moves him up into 6th place. Good move from Ben Horner. Fabricius then down into 7th, Smith and Fox-Whiteley 8th and 9th respectively, with Benjamin Gordon completing the top 10 in front of Pritchard, Barlow, Flynn, Groom, who will be some 10 seconds back after that opening lap excursion into the tyres. Freddie Lyons as well, now running not classified in 15th place. As things have calmed down, there has been a very interesting development in Honda Cadet. 4th place, your championship leader, Harris Roberts. 5-second penalty for gaining an unfair advantage. That drops him down the order, down into 8th place. So he's going to lose points in the championship battle as well for Harris Roberts. Kuwaker continuing to lead, 3.5 seconds in front of Jack Burgess, who, if he can hold on to second or even third, that'll be his best finish in Minimax here at the Junior Kart Championship. Kuwaker continuing to lead by a considerable margin at the front. And then second, third and fourth of Burgess, Adrian and Goff evenly spread as Addison Smith comes down the inside of Oliver Fabricius into turn 1. Now, can Jared Fox-Whiteley do the same? He thinks about it, goes down the inside and is through at turn 3. 3 minutes remaining. That moves him up into 8th place. There is Burgess in front of Ben Adrian and Lewis Goff. Fastest lap of the race, Zane Kuwaker goes sub 37 seconds. Immediately beaten as well, though, by Ben Horner, who goes 36.8 for 5th place. You see him come in there in the background in the 12. He's closing in as Lewis Goff goes down the inside of Ben Adrian. A late move by Goff, but it's clean, and through he goes into 3rd place. And with 2.5 remaining, interesting now as to whether he looks over as Burgess has a look over his shoulder, which now will be a very, very nervous look as the championship challenge of Lewis Goff is into 3rd place. Radiator adjustment, flap up from Goff, the same as well for Ben Adrian, as down the inside of Callum Foster goes Addison Smith. He's now up into 6th place. Good progress through from Smith in the 15 on his return to the Junior Kart Championship. Let's see now whether Goff can close in on Burgess. It was half a second. He's been pushed along by Ben Adrian. In the background, though, Ben Horner closing in. It was 0.8 of a second on the previous lap. He's closing in on the back of Ben Adrian. Fastest lap once again from Kuwaker, who wrestles it back off Ben Horner as they come through and over the line. 1:35 in a laps at around about 37 seconds. Should give us 4 more laps of racing. As they make their way round, they should cross the line with a little bit of time to spare on the end of that second lap. So they're going to go to 1 more plus the final lap. 0.6 of a second now for 2nd and 3rd place. But from 3rd, they're being pushed along by Ben Adrian and Ben Horner as well. Onto the back of Jack Burgess, who's driven in 2nd place absolutely faultlessly thus far, but now will come under a lot of pressure as Ben Horner is down the inside of Ben Adrian for 5th place. Good move. We heard him hard on the brakes as the tyres squealed to get that kart stopped down the inside. Horner with a good move then into turn 3. 30 seconds remaining, so the next time they come round will be the last lap as they begin the penultimate tour of the Hooton Park circuit. Burgess continuing to hold on to 2nd place, the gap 0.4 of a second. With a quick look over the shoulder, knowing that Goff close enough, but not close enough to put a move in. As they have a yellow flag, that's the 35 of Jensen Pritchard, who was in a battle with Leon Barlow, although he was behind him on the previous lap and had a comfortable gap to Sam Flynn. Your leader will cross the line now to begin his last lap, and Zane Kuwaker is going to make it 3 out of 3 if he just keeps the kart on the track and the kart works as he wants. And that will put him on pole position for the final as well. Burgess 2nd with Goff in 3rd place. Horner in 4th. Will there be a late move down the inside by Lewis Goff? There isn't. He stayed in 3rd place. Horner, though, 4th on the back of Goff. Last corner will be the only real place because there's not really an opportunity into the S's here. Out of the final corner, though, Zane Kuwaker makes it 3 races and 3 victories for the 44. Burgess holds on for his best ever finish in a race here in Minimax for 2nd place in front of Lewis Goff and Ben Horner, with Ben Adrian, Addison Smith, Jared Fox-Whiteley Callum Foster, Oliver Fabricius and Leon Barlow completing your top 10. So, whilst it does say it's finished, they were carrying a lot of speed around that corner, which is a strange one. I don't know whether they've seen the checkered flag in all the heat or whether they think that this one is got another lap to be done here, but we seem to still have a lot of pace. I think the checkered flag is now indeed out, although it was shown as being a lap before. I don't think anybody's changed positions on that previous lap, so we'll have to see as they come over the line. But still Kuwaker from Burgess and Goff, with Horner, Adrian Smith, Fox, Whiteley in 7th, Foster, Fabricius and Barlow completing the top 10.